I am a child of war. I'm half Vietnamese. My father was an American soldier, and I was born in Vietnam, and I came here to the U.S. with my two older brothers and my mother as the fall of Saigon happened. Literally the only Asian family in the neighborhood in a society that wasn't very welcoming. And America was in upheaval about the Vietnam War. I have to speak to Matt's sermon on Sunday because that blew my mind. I was so grateful for that on so many levels. Like, racism is real, and you know, as Vietnamese kids, we heard all the slang terms somebody can throw at you. And being so confused and not understanding, why are they saying these things to me? Why are they saying these things to us? We've done nothing wrong. And you just build a shield. But those words still I still hear them in my head. It's so easy to put those things in the past and think that they're not a big deal. We grew up Catholic, and I came to know Jesus because it's what I was told to do. We had to go to church every Sunday, but never really created a relationship, if you will. It was just because we had to do it. Basically, after confirmation, church was now a choice to us. Because of war, my father's an alcoholic. My mother's a victim of domestic abuse, physical abuse. She left the family when we were kids, young. So we grew up with just our dad. My father, he and I had rebuilt our relationship. And it's only been 6 months. We were, going strong. And I was like, oh my God, this is the father I craved my entire life. And then he tells me he's got cancer and he's not gonna live very long. I was angry I got to that. I was so angry. If I don't have my father, and I love my mom, she's so far away, who do I have? I was in a relationship, and I made a decision that I'm just going to get married and start a family so that I have something that will love me. And we tried. I think we were just both young, both stubborn, and so we ended the marriage. I'm a little empty inside, but dang it, I'm just going to keep moving forward, and maybe I'll find that right love. And so I thought I did, and I remarried. This is when I got cancer. He didn't know how to help me because I didn't know how to tell him how to help me. And then sadly, because of that breakdown in communication, I made some choices and they weren't good ones, and I'm not proud of them. I just didn't think I was worthy. And I can tell you that I would say that I felt alone, but I always knew I could feel it, that I wasn't, which is why I would still talk to God. I didn't know how to let him in. I met my partner, Steve, almost 7 years ago, and he was very faithful. And he was upfront about being Christian and how important that was to him. I said to him, I grew up Catholic. I do believe in Jesus, but that's where it stands. I don't know if this is going to be a deal breaker for us. And he said, I'm not going to say it's a deal breaker. He's like, but I'm just going to reiterate how important Christ is to me in my faith. We started to date. He said, would you be interested in going to church? And I said, yes, I absolutely would. For me, Baptist church, I was like, what do I expect here? I was nervous. And we walked in and I remember exactly where we sat. We found our seats, and I immediately was like, this is incredible. I remember even the first song, I'm crying, and I'm like, why is this so emotional? But I don't say a word to Steve, and I just kind of suck it all in, like, nobody can see me crying. And then Pastor Doug comes on, and he blew me away. He was so honest and used real life stories, which are humorous, right? And related it to the Bible. And I was like, if no one's ever done that for me before, to have the two collide like that was like, this is it. This is what I was searching for. And so going back to Sunday and Matt's conversation with us was massive, because my children, I can't get them to come to church because their experience with people who are hypocritical. I'm going to share the YouTube video with my kids and say, this is why I come to faith. These are the people. This is why I knew when I walked in, this is it. And I've been to so many other places. This is it. Human-to-human relationships are so tough. But the one thing that stood, that was unwavering, was my connection to God again. All this time, I felt so lonely and lost. But if I only just let Him in, I'm good at giving love. I never thought myself worthy. I feel so loved here, and I feel so loved by God. My name is Catherine, and I have decided to follow Jesus.